Okay, so for verse and devotion today, we're continuing to talk about judgment and how the Bible and attending church can help me with judgment or not judging other people. And like I said yesterday, I wanted to make sure that you understand there's two sides to this. There are areas that we are not supposed to judge, and then there are areas that we're supposed to make a judgment call. And there's a fine line there, but you have to understand the difference between them. Today, we're going to go over Matthew chapter 7, verses 15 through 23. And hopefully I can get through them without coughing too much, or it's worse in the mornings for me. I'm definitely recovering. I'm much, much better than I was, but they're still bleh. So I apologize. But that's life. That's how it goes. So I can't let this stuff stop me forever. Okay, so chapter 7 of Matthew, starting with verse 15. It says, "Watch out for false prophets." And if you're a newer Christian or you're not a Christian at all and you're thinking, what the world's a false prophet? It's somebody that says that they have a word from God, or that they have, they can see in the future of what God's telling them. A false prophet would be somebody that's full of baloney. They're lying to you, okay? They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Well, the answer to that is no. Verse 17 says, "Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit. If you go to a pear tree, you're going to get a pear. If you go to an apple tree, you're going to get an apple. But a bad tree bears bad fruit." Again, that's where the judgment comes in here. You're going to have to make judgment calls all throughout your life. And if you can tell that somebody is full of baloney, and that's what this means by they're bearing bad fruit, don't mess with them. It's that simple, okay? Don't hook your kids up with them. Don't hook a friend up with them. Don't mess with them. Verse 18, "A good tree cannot bear bad fruit." Did you get that? A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, by their fruit, you will recognize them. Okay, so when someone says, I don't want to judge so-and-so. Okay, I get that. However, there are times where you have to make a judgment call with a certain particular person or persons. And it says right here, "Thus, by their fruit, you will recognize them." You can tell if somebody's full of it. You can tell if somebody's lying or manipulative. I mean, I could go on and on. You get what I mean. Verse 21 says, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven." Just because somebody says they're a Christian doesn't mean that they are a Christian. They may love Jesus, they may have accepted him, but they may have stopped right there after 2 weeks of knowing who Jesus was and never grow, never learn anything in the Bible, never figure out how to be obedient to his word. That's a whole nother avenue, a whole nother area of teaching, but it's true. And if they don't, yeah, they may know him, but they may still be making some really, really bad decisions in their life, okay? That's what I'm getting at. And then when it comes to that, you do have to make a judgment call. It's just that simple. Okay. "Many will say to me on that day," and this is Judgment Day, "Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons, and perform many miracles? Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers." Again, that's a whole other area. I don't have time to go into all that. But it's true. There's people that will probably have went to church their whole life, but they were religious. There's a difference between being religious and having a relationship with Jesus, okay? One of these days I'll try and get into all that, but right now I can't. So, The whole judgment thing here is, like I said yesterday in the first part of judgment, not everybody is going to be somebody you have to make a judgment call on. But there are people that you are going to have to judge. And it says, know them by their fruit. You can tell if somebody's living the way that they should be or not. If somebody walks in the church for the first time, they've never been to church, I'm not going to judge them. They're brand new. And if anything, I want them here. That's the only way they're going to learn, is by being taught the Bible and by listening to other believers and trusting us. And so if they walk in and they've never ever been to church, I'm going to be happy. I don't care what they look like. I don't care if they wore blue jeans or shorts or flip-flops or have green or purple hair. I don't care. I'm going to love them the way Jesus said to love them. And I'm not going to judge them because they have nothing to be judged on. They're brand new. So I'm going to love them and care for them. That's where that part comes in. So I hope this is helpful. I hope it helps.